Hey guys, it's Justine of CraftyPaws. I'm going to share a Distress Ink watercoloring tutorial video. I'm sharing 3 techniques, and this is a collaboration with Justine Hovey, who's also posting a watercoloring video. So please go check out her video as well. This first technique is one that I learned from Crafty Lori. You crinkle up a piece of aluminum foil or tin foil, spread it out a little bit, and then dab some ink colors directly right onto the tin foil. I am using Salty Ocean and peacock feathers. The ink is picked up on the various crinkly parts of the tin foil, so you don't want to flatten all of that out, and it transfers beautifully onto watercolor paper. I'm first putting just plain water onto the watercolor paper so that it actually will be able to pick up and blend the ink from the tin foil. And you just have to be careful about how you place it. You don't want to squish it around too much because you want to preserve kind of that beautiful fractured look of all of those little different segments from the crinkles. Isn't that beautiful? I'm putting it down a little bit more on the bottom again, just making sure not to move the tin foil, just to press down the ink from on top of the tin foil. Here I'm just using some plain water and blending out the edges just to soften the edges of where the ink is for the background. This tinfoil transfer technique leaves kind of harsh edges, so I wanted the background to be softer so that the image that I stamp on top remains the focal point, but you still kind of get that beautiful fractured look in the background. Now I'm taking a heat tool and drawing the background before I stamp my image. To stamp the peacock image that's from the Heartfelt Creations Feathery Peacock stamp set, I'm using VersaFine ink because that works beautifully with watercoloring and it doesn't bleed. So you'll notice some of the image is already colored in, but that's because I am stitching together parts of the watercoloring that I did on 3 different cards. This portion, I just wanted to show you guys how you can use your clear Wink of Stella like a water brush. I saw this first on Jennifer McGuire's YouTube channel, and I just wanted to give it a try to see if I can create kind of that shimmery look that peacock's feathers have. And I thought this bigger part of the peacock, this breast area, would be the perfect place to try it out, and it really does work. There's a beautiful understated shimmery shine to this, and with chipped sapphire it looks really regal. When using the Wink of Stella brush like this, it does feel a little bit more tacky than a plain water brush would, but it's really easy to get that cleaned off once you're done. Just, squeeze out a little bit more onto a Kleenex and you can wipe it right off, and the Wink of Stella is just as good as new for the next time you want to use it. So for the third watercoloring technique, I've just smooshed onto my craft mat some Distress ink. I think this is still the chipped sapphire, and I'm just dabbing it with my water brush. It's a Pentel water brush, which some people don't like, but I really like it and have no trouble controlling the amount of water that comes out of it. But I could just be lucky and have gotten a good water brush. Of course, you can just use a regular paintbrush and a little cup of water to do this, but I find that using a water brush is so much more convenient, especially if you ever do watercoloring, when you're out and about, not at your craft desk. Anyway, if you're interested, they're only $5 or so on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box in case you guys are interested. At this point, I think I'm painting with Salty Ocean, which is a lighter blue. And at some point, I want to add kind of that peacock turquoisey color, so I also add peacock feathers. That's what I'm coloring here in the main kind of wing area of the peacock. It's such a beautiful blue-green color. Now to change colors, it's really easy. You just take a tissue and squeeze out a little more water, and there you go. You brush it off and you can go right on to the next color. Here I'm using mustard seed to just bring in some brightness into this image. I wanted to add some of the kind of yellow highlights that are often visible on peacock feathers. I decided to add little dabs of yellow at the tips of each of the swirls in the tail feathers. And then I decided to color all of the little daisies with that yellow. Then I mixed the mustard yellow with the peacock feathers to get a green color to paint in the leaves of those flowers. I wanted to get the bright white right around the peacock eye, so I'm taking a white jelly roll pen and just going in and cleaning that up a little bit. To get a stronger shimmer than a wink of Stella can achieve, I'm using the Clear Star jelly roll pen and going over all the kind of brighter areas where the yellow areas of the peacock feathers are and all along the peacock's wing feathers. I decided to color the inside of each of the yellow daisies with picked raspberry. I thought the little pop of hot pink was a nice addition. And that's the finished watercolor. I hope you try those 3 watercoloring techniques. They really are fun. To assemble the card, I'm just using a snail glue runner and putting that on the back of the watercolored piece, layering it on top of a beautiful dark blue textured cardstock, which I thought coordinated nicely with the chipped sapphire of the main part of the peacock. And I'm layering that on top of a beautiful silver glitter cardstock, which I thought picked up the shimmery Wink of Stella and Clear Star Jelly Roll pen accents on the peacock. Lastly, I decided to add some sequins. I picked out some dark blue, some aqua or teal, silver, and kind of iridescent sequins in different sizes, and just placed them around using glossy accents as the adhesive. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out Justine Hovey's video. Thanks for watching!